Hello everyone, DonTheCrown here, and we just finished up Traveler Time Mark 7, and I want to go through and show off a quick build guide here for the Howling Gale version of Selena. And this build has been absolutely super duper smooth to play, very fun, very fast leveling, and the fastest leveling build that I have ever played in this game at all by a large margin. We easily breezed through the campaign in about an hour and a half. And it was super fast. We're using Howling Gale here. It's this little tornado that just loves to run off and go find enemies to go hit. And it does quite a bit of damage, and it tends to freeze enemies pretty rapidly. And especially in the campaign, that means that pretty much anytime you're hitting an enemy, you are resetting your frigid transmission skill here, which has a little note on it where anytime you freeze an enemy, it will reset its cooldown. And that is just really quite strong here, because as long as we're touching enemies, the frigid transmission just keeps getting reset. And we're able to zip, zip, zip quite fast. Have any enemy nearby, the tornado will go right to it, and it will just absolutely zip through. As you can see, it's like a 7-0, not like anything super hard. But pretty darn fast. And yeah, the build so far is pretty smooth. Now, the reason I'm doing the Howling Gale as opposed to the laser beam thing, I kind of felt the laser beam just had not very good clear, and it didn't really seem to have a lot of range to it. Maybe once you get like beam length and stuff, maybe a little bit better. I do know there's stuff like that in the tree that I have not invested into. I think like over here, 40% additional beam length. Maybe this would like make the build feel a lot smoother. However, I'm just really enjoying Howling Gale for right now. So we'll see how far this can go. In terms of gear, I did get a Vortex Heart, Wind Breath Convergence. This was surprisingly still, I think, kind of cheap. Maybe a little bit more expensive if you're going to get a good one. I just dropped my own here. This was cheap as well. And really on his gear, he's looking for intelligence and damage. Intelligence is a dramatic scaler. Every point gives you 0.5% multiplier right now. And yeah, just very solid leveling build for sure. Things on like slates I've been looking for is stuff like cast speed, spell damage. And I dropped this lovely slate here off of the the Traveler 7. So this is kind of okay. Additional cold damage taken is pretty solid. However, this is definitely not like something I'm going to keep forever, because like you don't freeze bosses, which are the thing that you care about the most. For tree, all of this stuff will be in the build description down below. A little build note, but it's kind of like showing you what we got going on. Here for chili, you can switch this out to winter, like while you're doing normal mapping, to give you quite a bit more damage. For bossing, you probably want to go with chili, just because it's kind of hard to get your focus blessing stacks up. It's because this preparation here doesn't actually really consume your mana all that much, but you do get more attack speed while you are at max focus blessings. I might even just like change this over to insight, but I think that attack speed or cast speed is pretty solid. Things like max channel stacks give us quite a bit of damage, because Howling Gale does have a multiplier for max channel stacks, and that's why stuff like Wind Breath Convergence is pretty solid. I'm rocking the Crow's Plume right now, mostly because it gives me paralysis. But for the most part, I've just gone through and crafted most of my gear to give me like damage, intelligence damage, cast speed if it can, and resistances and stuff. My stats are definitely not perfect by any stretch of imagination. We're just kind of like getting up there for right now. And for hero memories, we just have ones like damage. I probably like want to re-roll this one for critical strike damage, which you can do. You can just reroll this to something else, and probably get something good eventually. Hello. Oop. Lightning skill, critical strike. And there's just like so many options of these. I'm not really a big fan of this system, because there seems to be quite a lot of options, and it's just like you don't even get to keep what you kept before. So like if you potentially like really want to replace something, getting something good to replace it Oh, just hit cold damage twice. There you go. Yeah, it's actually, I take it all back. It's a great system. It's wonderful. It's really easy to work with. It's just very, very easy to do. Another thing I just want to point out too is that it's really important that you're going through and you're clearing out your path of progression here. So path of progression like is giving me like more experience now. I have 8% experience, and this is going to be on all of my characters moving forward. So I decided to level up a second character. I'll have more passive points from this. I'll have more experience. I have more ember drop quantity. I have more flame fuel drop quantity. I don't have any more generic drop quantity yet because I haven't like I think cleared some of these just yet. But it's stuff that we're definitely working on. I'm pretty excited about pushing this build forward. Hopefully this build helps you out. Check the build description down below. I'll have one for what my leveling one is and what it was at when I Traveler 7 clear, or actually a little bit after I crafted my gear. Hopefully this video helps you out. We'll see you again soon.